Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Tuesday, May 3rd, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be taking a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core picks for today for the FanDuel main slate, as well as my top GPP stacks for today as well. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. At pitcher, we had Zach Gallen, $9,100. Got us 38 points yesterday. Very good pitching performance overall. He did give up 2 late runs. Probably could have been an even better performance if he didn't do that, but he was a hit regardless yesterday. Then at second base or outfield, you could have played him at both. We had Jeff McNeil at $2,800. Got us 6 points yesterday. He was a push, a guy that really didn't hurt us, but didn't really help put us over the top. Not a bad pick by any means, though. Then we had his teammate Eduardo Escobar, $3,200. 3 out of his past 6 games were multi-hit games. Had some decent history versus Max Fried. Just didn't work out yesterday. He got a 0 points, so he was the one lone miss on the day. Then we had shortstop Bo Bichette, $3,300. 15.7 points. He was a hit. I believe the 3rd overall shortstop on the day, so a pretty good hit there as well. And last but not least, we had Kyle Tucker at $3,400. Got us 9.2 points. I did give him a hit as well. Anything that's pretty much over 9 is a hit in my books. But overall, we had 3 hits, a push, and then the 1 lone miss yesterday. Not a bad day by any means. Obviously looking for just a little bit better, but can't really complain too much overall. But with that being said, we'll get over to the core picks for today. We're going to start off at the pitcher position with Michael Kopech for the Chicago White Sox. Going against the Cubs today, $9,200. There's a small chance of rain in this game too as well, so just keep your eye out on that throughout the day. But he doesn't really have much history against these Cubs hitters. Very, very limited against a couple of these guys. Definitely like the upside that he does offer. Hopefully he pitches more than the 5 innings he's kind of been pitching lately. That is the one concern there, so maybe you don't quite get that quality start. But if he's able to pitch 6 innings in this game and offer a quality start plus potentially a win, that's definitely good value at $9,200. Then obviously we have his teammate, Jose Abreu, at first base, $3,100. He's averaging just under 8 fantasy points on the season. Not the hottest start for him. Obviously, that's why his price tag is $3,100 at this point in time. But he is 6 for 11 versus Drew Smyly, who is starting for the Cubs today, and he does have 1 home run as well. Definitely a good amount of upside there for Jose Abreu today. Then we're going to move down to shortstop with a player that's been on a massive hot streak, J.P. Crawford of the Seattle Mariners, $3,500. He's averaging just over 12 fantasy points per game. Goes against the Houston Astros today and Christian Javier. Probably not a guy that pitches too deep into the game, but J.P. Crawford, regardless, is 2 for 5 against Javier as well. Then we move down to Michael Taylor of the Kansas City Royals, $2,300, averaging just under 7 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the St. Louis Cardinals today and Dakota Hudson. He is 2 for 4 against him in his career with 1 home run. Michael Taylor, maybe a little bit of hit or miss option here, but definitely a good pay down option on today's slate. And then last but not least, we have another Chicago White Sox, Luis Robert, $3,200, averaging just about 10 fantasy points per game on the season. There's not too much to say here. He's starting to pick it up as of late. Has never faced Drew Smyly in his career, so typically that's something that favors the pitcher, but I do think Luis Robert could have some success against Drew Smyly today, who's not a very overwhelming pitcher and kind of bounce around the league at this point in time. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do have listed here, you'll have $13,700 remaining. Just over $3,400 per player. Definitely could pay up for some different players, whether it's third base like a Nolan Arenado, if that's something you want to do. I do like some of these Cardinals hitters today, whether it's at second base, whether it's at the outfield. Obviously, you got Mike Trout, you got Yordan Alvarez there looking pretty good as well. Or if it's just a utility spot, like you have lots of different options on today's slate. I believe it's an 11-game slate overall. There are a couple games that could have some rain. I believe the Pittsburgh and Detroit game is one. And then obviously I talked about the Chicago game having potential for some rain. Then I believe it's in the earlier slate. The Cleveland game does have a pretty good chance of rain as well. But obviously you don't have to worry about that for the main slate. But with that being said, we'll move over to the top GPP stacks for today. At this point in time, my article is not published. Once that is published, I'll list the link down below. But the stacks that I do have for today are the St. Louis Cardinals going against Brad Keller of the Kansas City Royals. Some of these hitters have hit them pretty good. Obviously, we have Paul Goldschmidt. That's on a pretty good streak as well. So definitely looking at Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, maybe Tyler O'Neill, maybe Paul DeYoung, and maybe Tommy Edman if he's healthy enough to play today. Then the next one is the Houston Astros going against Chris Flexen and the Seattle Mariners. A lot of these guys do have decent history versus Chris Flexen. Pretty decent spot to stack overall. And then last but not least, we have the Rockies going against Eric Fedde of the Washington Nationals. This is probably going to be one of the more popular ones on the day. Looking at Ryan McMahon, we're looking at Charlie Blackmon. Looking at a couple different options on the slate. So obviously, those 2 guys are a little bit higher priced, but if you want to pay down for some other guys, definitely is the opportunity to do that as well. 11-game slate, I don't expect any of these stacks to be too popular, so you don't have to worry about ownership quite as much, but just kind of explore a couple different options. If you want to do a White Sox stack as well, I'm definitely fine with that if you're playing Michael Kopech, Jose Abreu, Luis Robert. I do like Josh Harrison quite a bit. He's a very reduced price tag today, and he does have some success against Drew Smyly in the past. But with that being said, these are my core picks for today as well as my top GPP stacks. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate. Might be somebody from my core, might be somebody from my top GPP stacks, or it might be someone completely different that you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's MLB or USFL. Those are the two main ones right now. And then when we get back to the NBA and NFL regular season, we'll be covering DFS for that as well. And then also in the coming days, if you are a fan of the NFL or the NFL draft, I will be doing my NFL draft grades division by division, team by team. So there'll be 8 videos in total, coming out one per day essentially at this point in time. If that's something you're interested in, definitely be sure to check that out as well. And then with that being said, if you are a newer current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.